तो हम शुरू करते हैं। वी आर स्टार्टिंग द प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस। वी आर सॉरी, थोड़ा देर हुआ है। 3:30 बजे बुलाया गया था ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट में प्रोसीडिंग्स चल रहा था, इसीलिए ये शुरू करने में थोड़ा देर हुई। वी आर सॉरी दैट वी इनवाइटेड यू एट 3:30, but because of the Supreme Court proceedings, they have just come, the petitioner and our team of lawyers, so therefore we are starting now. तो अब देख रहे हैं कि हमारे बाएं तरफ मुस्तारी बानू है, ये फर्स्ट पिटिशनर है। वो सेट ऑफ पिटिशंस जिसके ऊपर मामला चल रहा है, पिटिशन चल रहा है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में। On my left is Mustari Banu. She is from Bhagwan Gola of district Murshidabad. She was the first petitioner to have filed the petition, and there were subsequently a set of petitions, and Supreme Court clubbed all these petitions, and hearing is going on. I will not go into the specifics of the case. She will make some point in Bengali, and it will be translated by Sabyasachi Chatterjee, who is the lawyer, and he was one of the major counsels who was pleading the case. So therefore, as an introduction, I would like to point out that from the very outset, during Bihar itself, when the process of special intensive revision started, as a party, CPIM has been opposed to the concept, design and the procedures adopted in the special intensive revision process. हम शुरू से ही भारत के कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी मार्क्सवादी की ओर से इसका विरोध किया है। इसका बुनियाद पे, इसका जो सामूहिक तौर पे इसका जो ताना बाना था, जिस प्रक्रिया के चलते SIR हुआ है, बिहार से ही हम इसके विरोध कर रहे हैं। खास करके हमारा विरोध इस सवाल पे है कि आर्टिकल 326 में जो पॉइंट है कि कोई भी वैध नागरिक होना जरूरी है किसी को चुनावी सूची में शामिल होने के लिए, तो उस बात पे मूल बहस चल रही है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में। हम ये मानते हैं कि नागरिक होना जरूरी है, लेकिन नागरिक कौन है ये तय करने का जो अधिकार वो चुनाव आयोग के पास नहीं है। While it is correct that any voter has to be a legitimate citizen of India, but at the same time the right to determine that citizenship does not come within the purview of the constitutional powers of the Election Commission, which actually the Election Commission is trying to illegitimately usurp. So we have been opposed to that. And after Bihar, when it was expanded to 12 other states, we have been also opposing. And you will recall that at the very outset, different political parties had also filed their petition on different aspects of the process of SIR, in which CPIM was also a part. But apart from that, as and when the specifics of the SIR in West Bengal came to the fore, this was the first petition in the name of Mustari Banu which was filed. Subsequently others had also filed. So what we had asked for, that they will explain, and why they were forced to take this position. Because now a lot of irregularities are coming to the fore regarding the SIR process in West Bengal. पश्चिम बंगाल में खास करके बहुत सारे मुद्दे जो आप देखे हैं, कुछ उसका मीडिया में भी उसका विश्लेषण हुआ है। जो बताया गया था कि क्योंकि ये एक नया पद्धति उन्होंने शुरुआत किया है, पहले कभी भी जो नागरिक है उसको अलग से कोई फॉर्म भरना नहीं पड़ता। वो मतलब चुनाव आयोग और उनके जो प्रतिनिधि है वो खुद घर में जाके उसका नाम शामिल करते थे। लेकिन ये पहली बार हुआ है कि जहाँ पे किसी दर्ज करना पड़ेगा आपका रिक्वेस्ट और उसके ऊपर उसको छानबीन करके जो सघन जो बात है वो सामने आनी चाहिए। इंटेंसिव इन द सेंस ऑफ officials of the election commission itself will go and will check the veracity of the claims made in those applications. And there we have found that they had adopted a process of first trying to link the validity of those voters on the basis of linking them to the 2002-2003 election list. We are not clear what is the greatness about this 2002-2000 list. Anyway, that is the process they have adopted. And subsequently about 58 lakh names were found missing from the list on which the 2014 elections or even the latest election, that is 2021 assembly elections, took place in the state. So after that non-appearance of that 58 lakh names, a very large number, more than 1 crore people have been arbitrarily called for hearing, for checking the veracity of whether they are eligible to be on the electoral roll. And there we find that whatever election commission was claiming from the outset, that there will be the whole process will be manual and intensive, but there has been very arbitrary use of AI, artificial intelligence, and on the basis of that they have created the so-called list of suspect voters. And in the name of logical inconsistency, they have called lot many people. There is no clarity, there is no transparency on that, and as a result of that, it is leading to a lot of harassment of people. And in this stage particularly, we are finding a clear bias, both economic and social. The poorer sections of the people, minorities, and other vulnerable sections, they are being forced to face that second phase of hearing. We find that Election Commission is ill prepared to create the infrastructure also to make this process flawless. As a result of that, there is a real threat that a large number of voters will be actually facing the threat of being deleted from the list, even though they have voted in the latest election. So it is on some of these questions that she had filed as a first petitioner in the case, which was subsequently clubbed with other petitions. So she will speak briefly in Bengali, and then Shobhasachi will translate that, and then we are ready to face any questions that you may feel. বাংলা বলুন,
আপনি আপনার মতো করে বলুন, জোরে বলুন।
আমি মুস্তারি বানু, আমি ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল মুর্শিদাবাদের ভগবানগোলার একদম লাগোয়া, মানে বর্ডার এলাকার লাগোয়া মানে গ্রাম থেকে, একদম গ্রাম থেকে আমি এখানে উঠে এসেছি এই সুপ্রিম কোর্টে।
I am Mustari Banu. I am from the bordering place of West Bengal, from district of Murshidabad. Place is called Bhagwangola.
আমি গত 11ই নভেম্বর 2025 সালে এই কেসটা করি, মানে এই আমাদের এই যে টিম যে সব্যসাচীদা এইসব মানে উকিলদের সহযোগিতা, সায়ন ব্যানার্জি এইসব এদের সহযোগিতা নিয়ে এবং পার্টি আমার সিপিএম পার্টি এবং আমার হাজব্যান্ড मेरा हस्बैंड के सहयोगिता पर भी हम इस केस किया था पहले।
On 11th of November 2025, I filed this case with the cooperation from cpim.
এতে কি এসআইআর, মানে এটা এই কেসটা হচ্ছে এসআইআর সম্পর্কে। এসআইআর আপনার কি বলেছে, আমাদের এত মানে আমাদের পশ্চিমবাংলার মানুষ এসআইআর নিয়ে এত হয়রানি আর মানে হেনস্থা হচ্ছে যে মানুষকে মানে বলে বোঝা যাবে না যে এত হয়রান এদের হচ্ছে, এরা অপদস্থ হচ্ছে, হয়রান হচ্ছে। তারপরে সাধারণ মানুষ মানে একদম নাজেহাল অবস্থায় পড়ে গেছে এই এসআইআর জন্য।
The people of West Bengal are suffering due to the SIR process which is ongoing in India and particularly the state of West Bengal.
যাদের 2002 সালে ভোট আছে, কমিশনার বলেছিলেন যে 2002 সালে যাদের ভোটার তালিকায় নাম আছে তাদের যারা প্রকৃত ভোটার তাদের একটা ভোটও বাদ যাবে না, কিন্তু 2002 সালের মানে ভোটার লিস্টে নাম থাকা সত্ত্বেও তাদেরকে এই মানে এসআইআর এর হিয়ারিং এর হয়রানির শিকার হতে হয়েছে।
Earlier it was told and promised by the Election Commission of India that none of the names which were there in the electoral roll of 2002 will not be deleted. But despite of such a promise, many names have been attempted to be deleted by the Commission.
এই হয়রানির শিকার মানে 2002 সালে ভোটার লিস্টে আমারও নাম ছিল, কিন্তু আমিও এই হয়রানির শিকার হই।
My name was also there in 2002 electoral roll, but I have also been targeted in the process and I have also been victimized.
তখন আমার মনে হলো যে এই সবারই সহযোগিতায় এবং মানে পার্টির সহযোগিতায় আমি এই কেসটা লড়তে থাকি, যে কেউ যখন এসআইআর নিয়ে ভাবলেন না, এত বড় মুখ্যমন্ত্রী উনি তো ভাবতে পারতেন যে হচ্ছে এসআইআরটা আমি নিজে থেকে ইয়ে করে ওপর মহলে বিধানসভায় করে কেসটা মানে নিজে থেকেই।
The Chief Minister should have thought about the process much earlier, and from the very beginning she should have given more attention to the problems of the people which have been cropped up due to the SIR process.
2019 জানুয়ারি 2026 সালে মানে এই কেসটার প্রথমে রায় হয়। তাতে কি হয়, অ্যাডমিট মানে প্রথমে অ্যাডমিট বাতিল হয়েছিল, বেশি মানে হেয়ারিং এর টেবিল বাড়ানো ছিল না, যারা মানে বয়স্ক, তারপরে যারা হ্যান্ডিক্যাপ্ট, তারপরে গর্ভবতী মা, এদের বাড়ি বাড়ি গিয়ে হেয়ারিং করতে হবে, এটাই বলা হয়েছিল।
So this after the admission of the case, several interim orders were passed in connection with these cases as well as the other cases also. So that's why. So if
আর কিছু বলবেন? আর কিছু বলবেন? আরো কিছু বলবেন তো বলুন, বলুন, দেখে নিন, আপনি বলুন।
ये 4/2/2026 साल में ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट पर ये सीएम ममता बनर्जी माने वेस्ट बंगाल का सीएम ममता बनर्जी यहाँ खुद आया। फिर उसने बोला कि एसआईआर में हम फर्स्ट पिटिशनर है, लेकिन वो फर्स्ट पिटिशनर भी नहीं है। हम मुस्तरी बानू हम ही फर्स्ट पिटिशनर है।
There was a projection attempted, but that is the thing you know, all of you, that now what has happened is, you know that Mustari Banu when filed the petition. No. Look, so why we are here today and why we are inviting the attention of all India media? Because Mustari Banu, a lady from a remotest place of West Bengal, has never been attended by any of the media, none of the media. I don't know why. Bengali media, all India media. Mustari Banu probably is not a name which has a tag of Chief Minister, MP. These are very lucrative tags which are now used to draw the attention of the media. Mustari Banu, being a lady of a remotest village of West Bengal, particularly bordering district of West Bengal, that is Murshidabad, and a lady belonging to the downtrodden strata of the society, belong to the minority community, had come before this court and was the first one to raise this issue and file a public interest litigation that has been unattended by our media at large. That's why today we are before this country's media to draw your attention regarding the Bengal SIR problems which has been raised by Mustari Banu. What was our prayer? We have challenged the very introduction of two things in this SIR process, as our comrade Vinodpal Bose has already indicated that what is the problems. I am not getting into it. We specifically pleaded in our petition that introduction of enumeration form is unconstitutional. You cannot use this SIR process as a process to fetch the data from the people. And that's where we are apprehending. These data are going to be used against the individual citizens, not only to disenfranchise them, but also to declare them as non-citizen. Already the people, particularly people from minority community, are getting the notices from the Election Commission that you will have to come on the ground of the non-Indian citizen. There are the notices that have been issued by election commissions. We have drawn the attention of the court today, particularly in respect of few of the notices which were issued in respect of 173 Muddahara constituency within district of Howrah. En masse notices have been issued in two particular lanes. One is Mullapara, one is Ghulam Muhammad Sardar lane, where you will not find the name of the objector. Objector's name remain blank, or objector's name is given X, address is given as 5/1 West Bengal. There is a mandate under this registration of the electoral rules that you will have to, the objector's identity has to be revealed. Objector must be present at the time of hearing. Without revealing the identity of the objector, nobody can pray for the deletion of the name on any of the grounds. But en masse applications are coming. That is one of the problems. Today the Honorable Supreme Court, Honorable Chief Justice was kind enough, pleased to direct that all the notices has to be issued strictly in accordance with the statutory requirements, and which requires the presence of the objectors at the place of where the objections will be considered. So this is the way how Bengal has been targeted, the minority people of Bengal have been targeted. Poor people have been targeted in Bengal. They are getting the notices. Mustari Banu raised this issue. Honorable Chief Minister filed one public interest litigation. I'm not saying that it's bad, it's good. She has taken care of this. She has come, but she should have come much earlier. From the very beginning, I found in her petition that she had expressed her concern that it's like NRC-like process, one line, but she did not bother to file it. Now today is the last date of hearing. It was the last date of hearing. And today the Supreme Court has extended the time for 7 days. After that, the list has to be published. Election is knocking at the door. On one hand, the Election Commission has made the entire thing piecemeal. On the other hand, the state government and its machinery in the state of West Bengal, Honorable Chief Minister, their state machineries, you know how lackadaisical approach they have adopted. In the petition today, which was filed by Srimati Banerjee, in her personal capacity, obviously not in the capacity of the Chief Minister, when it was heard, 2 questions came. The Election Commission said we wanted 8,000 people. They said that we are giving you, they are going to report tomorrow. The process is going to be over soon. That shows the lackadaisical approach of the state government to deal with the entire process, as well as the lackadaisical approach of the Election Commission of India. These are the issues we wanted to raise in that petition. In that petition, the government of West Bengal is also a party. They have not given any affidavits. Government of West Bengal through the Chief Secretary is a party in our petition. They have not given any affidavit. They have not come with their version. That's why we are before the entire country. That country should know what is happening there. Where the people of Bengal will go, where the minorities will go, where the downtrodden will go, where the Dalits will go, where the SCs, STs, OBCs will go. Many people, and you know particularly the history of Bengal, regarding the citizenship, regarding the election, everywhere there are the history of clashes. Many debates are there involved. So that's the reason we came before the court. Today we got some relief. We are happy that everybody has come together. But on the next Monday also the hearing is fixed. So we are expecting something better there. And we want this entire introduction of the enumeration form and introduction of making linking of name with 2002 voter list to be declared as unconstitutional. There is no provision under the Representation of People's Act section 21(3). No power. That's it.
Just add a couple of points. First of all, you see the difficulty is that Election Commission also, it seems, is actually being motivated by the BJP. Because as I said, that West Bengal last almost 2 decades, that there is a large-scale infiltration of foreigners, that has been the charge. But after that 58 lakh supposed deletions, of course there will be hearing subsequently, that figure itself is much lower than what was being projected by the BJP. BJP leaders have been openly claiming that there are 1.5 to 2 crores of illegal voters in the West Bengal list. That did not happen because it so happens that among the Muslims, mostly are for a very long period living in the state, and they are well documented. Therefore, they find it very embarrassing. So, in fact, to get rid of the embarrassment, they are forcing the Election Commission to willy-nilly call this many people for the hearing. and therefore they are just facing harassment. You see, for poor people, for attending the hearing, they have to travel for one day, they have to forego the daily wage earners, and again they are calling, and all kind, and an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty is being created, which will, they think that will help them to further reinforce the atmosphere of communal polarization. So, so and this proposed deletion, as he has explained, that why we have insisted on the physical presence of the objectors. See, Form 7, only one single person can actually call for the deletion of a particular voter whose name appears in the voter list. And BJP leaders have been apprehended actually, carrying thousands of forms and in bulk submitting them, which is absolutely not only illegal, it is criminal. But Election Commission has not been proceeding against such people. On the other hand, they are actually trying to defend them. Not just in Bengal, other places also, Assam, what we are seeing, that open call for deletion of names from minorities that is being claimed. And Election Commission, time and again, they are just stonewalling all the questions. They are not coming out clean. In West Bengal, there is a fairly widespread report in the media that about 30 times the operating procedures have been changed. So therefore, we think that for the sake of transparency and probity and level playing field of the elections, that every legitimate citizen must have their voting right, and we are not going to accept this kind of harassment and persecution of some sections of the voters. Therefore, we have come for the petition, and some relief we have got, but this whole issue we will be continuing to take it to the people. And I think people will also understand. The Election Commission's own credibility has suffered a nosedive. It is not acting in a non-partisan manner. It is being dictated by a particular political party. I think that needs to be underlined.
Yes. Another issue is that, you know, that in Bengal there is another allegation that IPAC, these people are also working inside the government. You know what is IPAC? You know what? So they are also active. Somewhere it is not only BJP, but also somewhere it is TMC people are also there.
Anyway, I think we are ready to take questions.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is your prayer exactly in the petition, and what did the defendants argue today, and what did the Supreme Court say?
We wanted, the first prayer is that the entire SIR process should be struck down as unconstitutional, as it is being done. This is the final prayer. There was another prayer that is in the form of the interim relief. We wanted the objection process, objections, reply, decision, name of the objectors, everything should be published. It has not been directed to be published, but the Supreme Court was pleased to, upon our submission made by our senior counsel, Mr. Bikash Bhattacharya today. We have shown some of the notices where the objector's name was given. Suppose objector name is X. Address was like 5/1 West Bengal. So that means you are not identifying the objector, you are unable to identify the objector. As Comrade Bose said, that objectors, individual objector must be present at the time of hearing. That means the other persons who have been objected, he must know the objector very clearly. That's the statutory requirement. They were not adhering to it. The notices were issued en masse in 2-3 places I have pointed out. We have sample we have shown. The Honorable Chief Justice have been pleased to direct the Commission to issue these notices and follow all the statutes strictly. That means from henceforth all the notices has to be issued with the name and details of the objectors. So all the notices issued in piecemeal will not be treated as valid notice. So that is one relief, at least. The people are suffering, at least some relief is there. This is one. Number 2, we wanted other prayers made by the state of West Bengal has not filed any petition, but the Srimati Mamata Bandyopadhyay has filed one petition. In that petition, she said that 8,000 this government employees are going to be given to the Election Commission to facilitate their work. But there we found that Honorable Chief Justice made a comment today that we are not going to stop the SIR proceedings. We are not going to create any impediment for the SIR. Nobody is trying to convince or persuade the court to stop it. But everybody is saying that struck down unconstitutional things which are involved with the SIR. SIR process cannot be considered, or SIR process cannot be said to be a parallel process of the NRC. It cannot be treated as a data fetching process. You will go get that data and tomorrow you are going to use it against any individual. So that means you are curtailing the rights of the people. You are hampering Article 21. That's the whole concern. Today we got the relief which is interim in nature. That's all. Anything else? Where? Yeah.
But in the past as well, like July last year as well, the Supreme Court refused to put stay on the SIR process during the build-up to the Bihar election as well. So how is your petition different than the stays have been asked earlier as well? Because at that time also during the Bihar election, all the petitioners said that it was unconstitutional. So how are your argument going to be different this time? Because earlier also the Supreme Court refused that.
Look, the SIR process, it is a process. That's why the Election Commission knows it. That's why they are issuing the notices individually for a particular state. The SIR in the state of Bihar was done by virtue of a different notification. SIR in the state of West Bengal is done by virtue of another notification. We have to challenge it because every year is different. That 2002, they are making it. They shouldn't have done it because if you look at the language used in section 21(3), you will find Election Commission has the power to conduct special revision. So special revision can be intensive in nature, can be anything in nature. Now Election Commission has the power to conduct special intensive revision. Election Commission has the power to fix the method and manner. But method and manner should be strictly in accordance with this statute itself. And in case of Bengal, particularly, we said that they are saying 2002 there was last SIR. But in 2002 there was no requirement of linking your name with the earlier SIR year. This is not a requirement under the Representation of People's Act. These arguments are similar in nature, but they are cropped up from the different notifications.
No, I will just explain. One specific problem is being created because of the non-transparency of the criteria on which people are, for example, summoned for hearing. They are using a peculiar nomenclature of logical inconsistency. What constitutes logical inconsistency is not being further elaborated. So it's very difficult for people also to really... No. Therefore, there are confusions about in terms of linking also. In the form there is a reference to relative, but which particular relative That is also not mentioned. So there's a lot of opacity in the manner in which it is being conducted. Yes, you.
Yes, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा, आपको कब मालूम चला कि आपका नाम काट रहे हैं? उसके बाद आप क्या किए, किससे पूछे, और क्या जो अभी जो ड्राफ्ट लिस्ट आया, क्या आपका नाम उसमें है या हटा दिया?
আপনার নাম কি ড্রাফট লিস্ট ছিল? আপনার নামে তো অবজেকশন এসেছিল, সেটাই उनके नाम पर ऑब्जेक्शन आया था। कब आया था, কি হয়েছিল বলো?
বলুন।
Okay, ঠিক।
আমার 2002 এর নাম মানে ভোটার লিস্টের নাম ছিল, তবুও মানে আমার এই হচ্ছে এসআইআর এর হিয়ারিং এর এসেছিল, ফর্ম এসে হয়েছিল, তারপরে সেটা এসেছিল 2 ফেব্রুয়ারি।
2nd February, when the draft electoral roll was published, she found that her name is not there. So subsequently, she moved this petition.
15 বছর কম, পিতামাতার চেয়ে 15 বছর কম।
No, she mentioned that in 11th November last year she filed. Was this the same? Can you explain that?
I'll just explain your question to you. I am one of the counsels appearing in a matter. She filed this public interest litigation challenging the first announcement of SIR in West Bengal. She has explained why. Thereafter, when the draft roll was published, her name did not feature there. Okay. That is your precise answer to your question. Thank you.
My question was, what motivated her to move the courts? At what stage did she realize that her presence in the voter list is at risk, that motivated her to come to the Supreme Court and
Her name did not featuring in the voter list did not motivate her. Her apprehension was that mass exclusion of people of West Bengal from their voter list. She has reiterated it that every person who has a right to vote should be entitled to vote, and this entitlement should not be snatched away arbitrarily by the Election Commission by creating mass confusion.
You see, it is in the context of Bihar SIR also. There is large-scale apprehension that this is a process not of revision, but mass disenfranchisement. So, in Bengal, as because BJP was creating this panic among the people that there are a large number of people who are actually non-citizens, infiltrators and so on and so forth, therefore they will be deleted. So generally, across, I mean, hers is a specific case which has got further substantiated, you can say, but this apprehension is very widespread.
আপনি কি ক্লেম ফাইল করেছেন নাম না থাকার পরে?
আমার নাম না থাকার পরে না, আগে আমি ক্লেম ফাইট করেছি, মানে
আপনার নাম যখন ওখানে দিয়েছিল, আপনি ওখানে গেছিলেন, জায়গায় গেছিলেন?
হ্যাঁ গেছিলাম, হ্যাঁ ক্লেম ফাইট ছিলাম।
আপনার হিয়ারিং হয়েছে?
হ্যাঁ আমার হিয়ারিং হয়েছে।
So, this is one. Yesterday we also saw this Hemant Bisharma keeping everything in mind. His tweet and his post you have seen, no? That putting that one shot. So these are being created. Now we have seen in last few years that Bengal political arena has been filled up with all the hate speeches and all these disruptive activities and divisive forces. So we decided to.
Now, the point that is to be noted that after the draft electoral roll was published, 58 lakh names did not appear, which was much less than what, not commensurate with the kind of fear psychosis that the BJP was generating. So that is why, you see, this large number of further hearings is taking place because they have to justify their earlier campaign which they have been carrying out for the last 20 years or so. So therefore these many people have been without any basis and without, as he explained, without complying with the statutory requirements of submitting this Form 7.
I just wanted to know if there was some clarification from the Supreme Court on the consistently changing conditions as far as EROs are concerned. Because sometimes EROs are saying that we can verify the names. Sometimes EROs are saying that it has to be done by the district.
Yes, now ERO will be doing it, that is the law. Now what happened because of the introduction of this concept of micro-observers, sometimes this confusion was arose throughout the state. Now ERO is ultimately decision-making authority. Court said that quasi-judicial power has to be exercised by the ERO as per the statute. There was no confusion. Confusion was created by the Election Commission. That's why I say that Election Commission, being an independent body, probably they are not acting independently. This is Election Commission of India. But sometimes it appears that it is the Election Commission for Government of India. There is a distinction between the Government of India and the Election Commission. The Government of India is run by a political party. Their leaders are saying micro-observers are there, they will look after everything. An Election Commission cannot be their part. That's all.
Because there are reports which suggest that EROs, which some of their functions they could do independently, are now being referred to district election officer. That's not what.
You see, large number of instances have come to the fore whereby not just in Bengal, other places also, these BLOs are committing suicide because tremendous pressure is being they are being brought under. Many places, those who are suffering this acute sense of insecurity, some of the voters are also committing suicide. So overall, very, very unacceptable level of uncertainty and fear psychosis is being created.
And another thing, that a confusion has been created by the state government. You know that the Election Commission wanted 8,000 officers. Today the state government, when the process is almost over, they are saying they handed over the document, the list bunch to the Election Commission's council that we are going to give 8,000. They are going to join tomorrow. What are they going to do? So that sort of confusions are being created, nothing.
Just a few more details on her personal case to add to her story. अभी जब आपका नाम काटा ड्राफ्ट लिस्ट में, जब आप गए हियरिंग के लिए, आपसे क्या मांगा और आपको क्या बोला कि क्यों नाम काटा?
Hearing है कि बोल लो अपना.
And that they raised a question, 15 years. What is the age? It was a logical discrepancies. आपके मतलब पेरेंट्स के साथ आपका उम्र का डिफरेंस 15 साल क्यों है? That's what the logical.
Bengal particularly, you see what has happened.
और आपसे क्या मांगा, क्या
मेरा एडमिट, मार्कशीट, वोटर पैन.
See, because Bengal, particularly what is happening, that, see, the people who are going there have submitted their forms in Bengali. And the AI software that they have used, it cannot pick up. In the case of Amartya Sen's hearing, this came out very clearly, that in his case also, the difference of age between Amartya Sen and his mother was shown to be of 14 years. But it is actually 19 because the date of birth was filled up in Bengali, but that AI picked up in English. As a result of that, there was a discrepancy. Thank you.
জানিয়ে দাও
এই ভিডিওটিকে লাইক করুন, আপনার গুরুত্বপূর্ণ মতামত কমেন্টের মাধ্যমে আমাদের জানান এবং আমাদের চ্যানেলের ভিডিও সবার আগে দেখার জন্য ইউটিউবে গণশক্তিকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন, ফেসবুকে ফলো করুন এবং শেয়ার করুন আপনার পরিচিতদের মধ্যে। আমাদের চ্যানেলে আপলোড হওয়া ভিডিও নোটিফিকেশন পেতে বেল আইকনটি ক্লিক করতে ভুলবেন না।